Communication. Communication is a big word, but communication could help you to solve the problem. But there is one fatal flaw. The new generation doesn't communicate as the previous one. We are living in a world where we have to surpass expectation, where we have to pretend to live a life we don't like. A fake world, where influencers only show you the shiny side of their life. That leads you to think that your life is miserable. So let's start this step with a story. So relax, sit back, and hold your tissue ready. This story may seem very familiar to some of you. This is the story of a young boy, normal, sporty, nerdy at that. He didn't want to be fit into a box because he liked the freedom, staying out of that box, giving the liberty to determine himself. He was very social. He could hang out and talk with pretty anybody, and he didn't care if he was talking with a big nerd or a robot. In short, everything went pretty well for him. But until he reached the age of 13. At that time, he felt like a shift settling in between him and his environment. It was like there was a huge trail of gunpowder that he lit up by inadvertence. At that time, it remained to be good. It remained to finish his school with flying color. But that same boy felt he wasn't the same anymore. The moment he thought he had the chance to take back control, to get back his feet into order, he had to go in a new school, far from his family, far from his friends, far from everything he could call home. The lack of any familiar landmark, the lack of any familiar face, was overwhelming, and he couldn't manage to find a new balance. In this new environment, he felt like he was left alone. And he didn't manage to find a new balance, like I said. At that time, this boy noticed that he completely fell apart. He completely lost the control. And the shift became wider and wider. It was the beginning of a long downward spiral straight into hell. All this was accompanied by a feeling of misery and doom, no matter where, no matter what, no matter when. The boy knew he's feeling different, but he hasn't got a clue why or how. Whatever he tried, he wasn't the same anymore. He started to become more insecure, afraid about his feeling, because he didn't understand what was happening. How could he be like that? Even his family and friends laughed at him, told him that he was only useless drama, that he was lazy. They all put him in a specific box, a box that it didn't fit to. Not being able to withdraw his condition, the boy began to skip class, and his grades were in free fall. So the environment became toxic. Only thinking about living on was a nightmare for him. This state of mind was very exhausting. It was the beginning of a long journey through the desert, or hell, whatever you call it. Being the excellent student he once was, he ended by failing his high school exam. And as you may know, by many people in France, it's the ultimate sign of weakness. So imagine the reaction of his family. For many, it meant that his life was over before it began, and he wouldn't succeed anymore. That's a sad story, you know? Yeah, I know. I'm kind of with here. But this is not just a random story. And I'm glad it's not, because it's my story. I'm the boy whose life fell apart. And against all odds, I'm here tonight. 5-6 years later, doing a tech talk, just after graduating from my master's degree here in Catch Business School. And do you find me dead, or sad, or maybe something else? For me, it's just a matter of point of view. I just show you the point of view of my family and friend, and the close one. But for me, it was a different story, a complete different story. So let me tell you the next. After my school exam, I felt like my life was stuck. I could barely stand on my feet, and I could barely go out. But I wasn't done with life. Deep inside me, I know there was more to come. So I made a plan. I made a plan to come back. The first step was to keep me active. So I forced myself to train at least 30 minutes a day. Just to tell myself that I was in a good shape and I was able to go out, even if it was really difficult for me to do so. The second step was to find a new school. A school where didn't need me to attend every day on class, because I would have skipped a bunch of the classes. So I found one. I studied informatics, but once again I failed, so it's okay, it's life. But it's because I was more focused on myself. I was more focused on bringing me back to the world. So after this first year, I changed my school path. I found a new school where I have been able to study communication, and it was perfect for me, because they only required to be there 2 days a week. I feel better, and I knew I could attend class again, so it was perfect. And it led me 5 hours a day to rest and keep my training on. Okay, to be perfect, I skipped a bunch of class, but it's okay. If I look upon those 2 years, it was 2 good years. I was finally able to go back into the world. And I can still remember that for my final English test, I had the most panic attack you could have while I was driving in the tunnel. And I have to go there, I have to be there, I have to pass my English test. I succeed to be there. I managed to stand on my feet, even if it's words, and luckily, I passed this test. So, it was good after all. But, trust me, after this, I didn't take a tunnel for a few years after that. My 4th year was, oh no, how do I put this? A real nightmare. Once again, I changed school. I go in a new school for my bachelor degree, and I ended up in a class where I didn't fit. And more than that, there was one girl who harassed me all the year and tried to put me, all my friends against me. I felt like I was spiraling down again. It put me down, and I nearly failed my exam because of that. But in the end, always good, so you have to keep in mind that. For my first years in my master's degree, I must admit that I found the school a bit boring. The lesson was not pretty good, so I found a job. I was shootcaster for a colleague. Every Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights, I was shootcasting a video game we called Heroes of the Storm on Twitch, a streaming live platform. Hundreds of people could watch me comment the video game in question. And yeah, I can see you in the audience. He do what? He was playing video game in front of hundreds of people. What is that? Why people is looking at him in his room, in his bedroom? Don't worry, we will come with that. So you could say, yes, after all this year of pain, I'm now working somewhere. I'm now working in the sport industry. And there is a bunch of reasons about that. It was my way to connect with people. It was my way to connect when my body refused to go out. And maybe because there is much reason to go. And I think it saved my life. But why sports? I'm a huge fan of sports. Maybe because I'm born in Marseille, where you can find the best football club in the world. Olympique de Marseille. And also maybe because when I was younger, my dad often brought me to the stadium, which still remains a tradition. But sports have become boring for new generation. Less and less young people attend to big events. There might be an explanation if you have watched the last finale of the Super Bowl. It was so boring. Only one touchdown at the end of the game. So, how do you want to keep the new generation entertained and captivate? So, we are talking about a generation that has almost every everything they want at the tip of their finger. Everything is just a click, a touch, or a swipe away. How do you want to captivate them when nothing is happening on the ground? Guess what? Esports will solve this. And someday it will become one of the most popular content in the entertainment and sports sector. Who doesn't like to play FIFA with friends? Esports, it's just the digital transformation of sports. Nothing less, nothing more. And here, in Catch Business School, while I was studying for my master's degree, this is where I connect all the dots. It was quite a challenge, a big school, with a lot of people. At first, I wasn't at my ease, but I came here to create something. I came here to create my startup. So, thanks to the business nursery, I was able to make AU, the world's first esports ecosystem. And I transformed all of this in useful experience. It has laid to the solid foundation, which I can build a bright new future. Yes, of course, I followed thousands, hundred, million, maybe billion of times these last years. Life hasn't given me a break, but that's not the issue. That's not what you will last. This past 8 years have been as grueling, as traumatic as it can be. But it's just a part of life. I always force myself to have a big smile in public, to try to have fun, to be happy and have a lot of self-mockery. Because the world was a huge playground. And for me, more than ever, a training ground. And with a little perspective on my past life, I often find myself dead laughing about what I had to endure. Like when my legs were shaking and I could barely stand on my feet because of the stress. I'm not telling you that it was pleasant or anything. For maybe 3 or 4 years, you could call my life a real nightmare. We all have our moments, and everyone experiences periods of doubt, sadness, or joy. All of that because life is always on the move, and it's unstoppable. We can't escape time, so we have to keep moving. This is my secret. This is how I survived all this year. And I can assure you, when I say that it's one of the greatest secrets of the world, it's movement. For example, the Earth, our beautiful planet, that is unfortunately not in a good shape right now. Continue to spin on their axis, because if she stops, we all will be dead by now. And as weird as it may seem, our body works like our planet. Because we also have to stay in perpetual motion if you want to live, doing a little of stretching, sports, moving, laughing, eating, drinking, having fun, socializing, loving, and learning new things. You have to do something. If we stop the inherent movement of our body, we will eventually die. But we are lucky to have a body that is able to come back from the deepest air. Just by putting it back in motion. Take a step back, set a new goal, and go back. Just stay in movement. We have the power to choose our destiny. We have the power to pursue our craziest dream. And I'm a living proof of the concept. If I, a 24 years old man, coming back from hell, is here tonight to tell you a story that I never shared before, and I'm sure you can do better. I can assure you that it was quite a big challenge to expose myself tonight. Have you heard my beautiful accent? But tomorrow, be the inspiration of your neighbor. Stop watching this fake world on social media. You're much more valuable than your profile media. You're more valuable than you think. Just ask your friend. So, I know, everyone here, or even you behind your screen, is able to achieve your dreams. Just believe in yourself. Pursue your dreams, even the craziest but one, and try to have fun. Accept your failure, and see them as a part of you. And keep in mind that after the storm, the sun always shines. So never give up. You never know what you can find at the end of the road. Believe in you, believe in your dreams, and go for it. Because there is no limits, and you can break your own limits. Thank you for listening.